live, but at least it looks right. So I'm just going to
Yep.
see what it looks right. There we go. Okay.
It's working.
Can you, if you go on the live, you should be able to see now.
Uh, let's have a look.
Mm-hmm.
I can see me.
You see you, but you don't see me.
Oh no, sorry, I can see us both.
Okay. And on
Yes.
that side, if you have the audio on, does everything sound right? Think so.
It does.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay. It's working.
There we
Great.
go.
Okay, so let me just hit this anyways. I'm just recording just in case.
Copy.
And okay. First of all, yes, thank you for joining us. You're like an absolute legend.
Thanks very much for having me. I'm very excited. Sorry we got that yesterday mixed up with the time zones and
Oh,
everything
that
like that.
that
It's good to be here today.
I felt terrible. It's like, oh no, I ruined
No,
it.
I mean,
I was
I
just
was
like,
sitting here at 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh,
I
I hope everything's okay.
was like,
All good,
it
all good.
is,
We're in the future here, so
it's
we're a day in front of us.
it's Thursday. I was like, what? Oh no.
Yeah, my Friday today now.
Yeah, it's the
All good, all good.
first time I've ever had that problem.
Yeah.
So you're very special to me, just
Thank
because
you.
um, the basically like you were the person that introduced FPV to me through YouTube. Like I just
Yep.
went online and I was trying to find a bigger drone because I had a little drone and I fed a snake with a drone. This is how this whole thing started. And
Okay.
I was like, I need to find a bigger drone. And then I search for like drones on YouTube, try to do some research, and then I see these videos that are like build a drone for $99.
Yep. Yep.
Those build videos that you did, like you did quite a few, like back, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, and
Yes.
I started watching your videos, and then I was just confused for a bit, and then I was like, what? You mean the childhood dream of flying is possible? And you introduced me to that, so I don't know, thank
Well,
you so
it's
much.
yeah. I'm hopefully you've got a lot out of it. I'm sorry for your wallet and all the funds that go into drone flying. Like it's a very addictive hobby. So, but it's been absolutely my pleasure. So I've been doing this for like a decade, and that's exactly why I make videos is to get people flying. I don't have to have all the answers. I don't have to have all the information. I just have to have something where people can be like that little catalyst to get them in the air so that they can enjoy this hobby of FPV. That's why I do this, and that's why I'm still doing this. That 10 years later, because it's so important to me just to get people flying. So no, I'm stoked to be here and answer some questions and hang out and finally chat because I've actually caught a few of your streams as well over the years. I've seen a few of your lives. I've popped in and said hello, so it's great to be here. Not in person, but at least
Yeah, no, I
online.
saw you actually on the Tiny Whoop Masterclass.
Okay.
Was there anything in that that you kind of like disagreed or agreed or whatever? See, with me, like it's
Yep.
all good.
Which one was this?
I made like an hour video about tiny whoops and like went over all the little parts and stuff.
To be honest, I my mind of drone stuff has like such a large. I'd have to go back and find the video and everything
It's
that
all
we made.
good.
I basically live drones every single day of the week, so
Yeah.
there's quite a lot of things that like overlap and have filled up in here.
So tell us like what was the first? How did you discover FPV?
I discovered FPV kind of like a little perfect alignment of things occurring. So I'd never done anything RC before, and it was right not at the start of YouTube, but I was watching something on YouTube at the same time that I had my very first ever little drone. It coincided from I used to be a school teacher. I was a school teacher for about a decade before I did YouTube, and a kid brought to school a tiny little like RC helicopter, and then from there, I went down to my equivalent of Walmart. I bought a helicopter, like the same little, it was like $40 or $30, and that was really cool. So I was having fun with that, and then I thought I would just Google some drones, and I actually got one of these. And so it's a, now, I don't know if this is the original one, but this it very well could be around the same time. So this little thing here was a little brushed Hubsan X4. It was tons of fun, and I started looking. Like I was like, these are so stable. I can't believe that a little quadcopter can fly so well after this other thing that I've been flying,
Could it do
and which was
acro?
like I don't think so. I don't think so. But this was going back like a decade,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and there was like no software, nothing like that. And then I googled YouTube, and there was something called drones in the snow. And I watched that video. And I was like, wow, they can see out of some cameras. So I googled that a little bit more, and my wife's cousin's husband knew somebody that was sort of into drones as well. So I got his contact, emailed him, and then I just ordered a whole bunch of stuff offline, put it together, and went to the local hobby shop maybe to find some other people who were into it. And there was nobody around. So there was zero community when it came to drones. You really had to like know someone. I got extremely lucky and like at least someone to recommend my old Fat Sharks to me and an old Tyrannus and everything. And then yeah, the guy said, "Oh, there's nothing here about drones. You can buy a big one of these big petrol powered planes, a gas plane." I went, "Oh, not really. I want to do FPV." He said, "Well, no, you'd have to have your own community to do that." And I thought, "Oh, okay." So I just went home, and I guess being a teacher anyway, I started making content and just sharing the things that I was learning because there was almost zero resources online. There was definitely no YouTube videos or anything like that. They're nowhere near what it's like today. And then here we are a decade later, yeah, having conversations like this, reaching thousands of people around the world, getting people flying, and I've never lost that excitement and that buzz of the hobby. I think that's something that I couldn't do this if I truly didn't love the hobby. People can fake things for a little while, but you to be able to have just the excitement and enthusiasm about drones a decade on, even after first discovering them, I feel really blessed to have found a hobby that I truly vibe with and enjoy.
Well, you've seen the way YouTube's changed over the past few years. Like it feels like FPV was almost like a gold mine for a bit, and then it kind of has the way the algorithms changed. They stopped rewarding you as much for having as many subs. And have you
Yeah.
noticed like a big like have you felt like you you've with that like do you feel like it just keeps kind of getting better or like take us through your YouTube journey?
Okay, so YouTube, there's a couple of different factors here. So it did become more popular, but it is really easy for growth when there's no competition in the market. So I can remember Bardwell and myself when we first started in 2015. I remember watching his videos and mine,
And were you
and
guys
we would
always
talk
friends
about.
or like was it there ever some rivalry or anything like oh man he
There's never
posted that or no,
Nah, there's
it's
never,
always
never,
been good.
never really been. I mean, I can get into some. I can actually talk about some specifics. Probably like bad calls, like oh, that video probably wasn't. I could have handled that better or anything. But I have zero bad blood, almost with everybody in this industry. Actually, I'm quite proud of that. But I remember watching Bardwell videos, and he's on like 300 subs, or I'm on like 250, and like that's how close we're talking within like under 1,000 subscribers, and watching each other's videos and leaving comments and it's always been really friendly. Like I can remember saying to Bardwell one time, like we just wanted to, but we both really love this hobby, and saying to him, "Man, you're doing great videos, but stop putting your same title in also the title text of your thumbnail. Like just tips like that we could have back and forth upon just that's like a cardinal sin in YouTube thumbnails. Now it's pretty common knowledge, but I mean back then if it said like great analog goggles, and then your thumbnail says great analog goggles. So it's like doubling up on information. Just little conversations like that to really help each other and make better content. And in terms of like, I think that's why our channels did really well because there wasn't any competition back then like there is today. Today, there's a lot of FPV channels out there. It, there was not that you could make a video on almost anything, and a lot of people wanted to watch that video. Now it has to be a pretty special video because it's so mainstream and it's around us all the time. And drones were new too. That's also too like the the audience hadn't seen a lot of things. We hadn't discovered a lot of things. Whereas it's probably like the first automobiles that came along. Wow, this is pretty cool. Oh, this engine's doing some things differently. Whereas now there's 1,001 different cars that all relatively do the same thing. It's the same with drones. So there definitely was a golden era in terms of YouTube growth. But I believe that the content I make today is still better content. YouTube might not value it as much, or at least there's more competition for that to get a view. But that's fine with me. That doesn't. I tend to focus on things that I can control and things that I can do, and I love this hobby. I love sharing people like the message of FPV and sharing it with them. And if I can make great content and do the best that I can do, then that's a win. I don't need to worry about external factors of views or numbers or pushing things out. Those are not my priority. Probably the hard part is it is harder than ever to make this as a career in terms of being financially viable. It's quite difficult. I would be much better off financially just going back to teaching.
Yeah.
But when I was able to leave teaching, at least it was at a level of like, okay, this is not a terrible idea to go and pursue what you love.
Have you ever like done jobs with the drones, like done FPV for work and stuff? Did you No, you don't like that, or
It's just not my thing. I guess I'm probably more excited to just get the everyday person flying,
hmm.
um, rather than going to do like filming or flying or any of that. It's not really my. I guess teaching people, yes, but I'm not teaching people how to fly, and I tend to make those videos anyway for free to teach people.
So out of all the products you've ever tested, what's blown your mind? Like what was like if you had said one thing that like the first time you did it or whatever, it was like, wow, holy cow.
In terms of enjoyment,
Yeah,
technological,
both.
like, well, I think an easy one is probably the very first time we tried DJI going from analog
Yeah.
to digital. That was quite next level, and like, oh my gosh, these are amazing. That was after being in a hobby for 5 years, and then I think it might have been like 2019. I could be wrong. 2018, and then digital comes along. It really was mind
Okay, most epic loss.
blowing. I guess I'm probably relatively lucky where the thing that devastates me the most is like losing footage. You can go and film something and losing all that footage is really heartbreaking, or formatting the wrong SD card is soul crushing because it's so much work and you can have some really good things there. When it comes to actually drone losses, I treat it as like, hey, this is a great adventure to go and get that back. This is going to be fun. I can make a cool video about that. I was sort of looking at the silver lining. I've smashed plenty of drones, and probably the ones that are hard. It's probably been a few years actually since I've really been upset about losing something. But a old brand called Catalyst Machine Works had a drone,
Yeah.
and I remember rebuilding it because I think I had a little crash or
Do you
something,
know the
and
model? The shocker?
maybe the I think it might have been called the Bang God,
Okay, yeah. I I,
possibly,
I feel didn't talk
and
Tony. Yeah.
I smashed it into a million pieces on like the second pack, and just was like, oh, I just spent all day making a really nice build here, and now it's gone. So that was a little bit disheartening, but I guess that's life when it comes to FPV drones.
And then like I saw like you were at the races. Do you usually participate in the races? No?
I don't actually. So I went to we had the drone national championships here in Australia, or the Australian Nationals, which was an incredible experience. I can't wait to go back again next year, and it was absolutely amazing. So much positivity, so much fun there. Anybody who has a chance to go to a big race event, go into it. Even if you're not flying, you're still going to have a great time.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't really participate in drones is because I work in drones, and not that I wouldn't enjoy it. It's that it's usually on the weekend, which is when my family's home, so I want to spend some time with them. And if I told my wife like, oh, you hang out with the kids, I'm going all day to drive an hour or two away to go to a drone event all day. That would be I don't think that'd be a good recipe for a healthy marriage and healthy family. So I prioritize my family above everything else. So that's why I'm not really into club racing on the weekend because I'm flying every single day anyway, and it would just be a little bit selfish
Yeah.
to do that. And I want to see my family. Like I want to see my family as much as I can.
Yeah, I get that. I have a hair. Well, my hair salon's fallen apart ever since COVID. But the races are always on Bloody Saturday, and I'm like, I can't give up a day of
Mm-hmm.
work. So I usually just do two. Like we have a Tiny Whoop Championship, so I go to
Yep.
that, and then the biggest like race of the year or whatever, like Canadian Nationals or whatever. So I do terribly, but it's fun, right?
Yeah, it's not about your placing. It's just about having a great time and hanging out and chatting FPV with other people like us.
How many kids you got?
I've got two kids, so they're 5 and 8.
My daughter's 8.
And yeah, that's the best. It's the best.
Yeah,
So I feel very blessed. We're going trick or treating later today because we're in the future here. So it's starting to grow here in Australia, and the kids put Halloween as almost as exciting as Christmas.
mhm.
And we put some really strange limitations on like, they're so excited for it, but I guess not strict, but a funny thing I was thinking about last night, we're talking about it, and oh, can we have 5 pieces of candy? Because I think last year we said, oh, you can have 7 before you go to bed. So they were trying to figure out how many pieces of candy they could have before then. It's like, oh, well, my oldest daughter's 8, so we're like, let's make it however old you are, whoever's the oldest, that's how many pieces of candy you can each have. And they got so excited they could have one extra little piece of candy. So, they're really cute and excited for that. They've been like talking about, oh, what are they going to find? I wonder if we'll get some sour lollies and things like that. So it's really exciting because we don't eat that much junk food in the house. So Halloween is a very exciting time for them.
Were you born in Australia?
I was. So I grew up in like a country town, and then I spent 20 years there, and then I moved down south, which is actually really cold, where I started UAV Futures, and then we've moved to where we are now, which is a little bit more rural, but I've got a little bit more space to be able to fly around and just have a good time here.
And for your videos, you usually like do your own editing or
Yeah, I
uh,
do. I do everything here.
yeah.
So I do my own thumbnails, do my own editing and scripting and contacting. It's sort of like a one man show. I would love to have somebody to help me do it. It's just financially, it's not viable. If I
Mm.
can do that, I'll go and take care of that in terms of making YouTube videos or filming, scripting, any of those sorts of things.
And I'm like, is Jacuzzi J in Australia too? Like,
Don't
I
know.
don't know. I'm like, because I think I haven't really seen him with you. I think I've seen like the other guy that does freestyle, and he
There's
may,
quite a few pilots here
yeah.
in Australia. Like at our nationals, we had almost 100 pilots turn up, which is a pretty big race, pretty big turnout for just racing pilots as well.
And do you ever do any like traveling with the drone stuff at all, or you stick to
I
mostly
used
home?
to, I used to, but I don't. It's just I found it too much work, to be honest, to carry the drones, have everything charged, have everything ready, carry that bag. So I don't really do that when I go traveling. I have gone to China and met up with some people and like TBS and a whole bunch of companies and done some flying over there. That was a really fun adventure, but not usually. My day to day life is just how I would, and I think this what's really resonates with a lot of people as well. It's just an everyday pilot who likes to go and fly drones, and the only difference is when I go down to the flying field or my yard, I point a camera at it and talk about my experiences flying around with my friends, and that's what I hope people can watch my video with and have that little connection as well. It's not crazy big production. It's not it's not wild traveling. It's an everyday person who knew nothing about RC being like, oh, this is a really fun hobby. I want to do this. I guess like a realistic approach of what FPV is like for a lot of people.
Well, I always liked that like you included other like the drone that I got because of you was the Dodo. The
Okay.
Atom RC Dodo.
Yes. Did that have a red canopy
Yeah,
on the top,
yeah,
or is
yeah,
that
yeah.
that?
So that was
Okay. Yes.
so I got the Dodo, the Petrel, like the that 6S Petrel, the little 3-inch
Okay.
6S
Yes.
Petrel, and the Armaton Tadpole, space
Yeah, I know
grade
the tadpole
edition.
flying. Yeah, yeah. Space carbon, apparently.
Yeah, and like the little GTRs were popular back then. Like they
Yeah,
were
little
just
diatones.
yeah, they were just starting to like go away. So it's like that's basically I got into it in September and I had all winter to watch like all your
Hmm.
videos and just pick the sub 250 drones I was going to use. So yeah,
Yes, is that still a big thing over there in Canada, like sub 250? Like, it's
well like,
interesting looking at the laws of like, oh, you've got to be sub 250 or remote ID and a whole bunch of questions.
oh yeah, that was one of the
That,
things. There were some
when you're
questions
doing,
people asked for you. One of them was like where your accent was from, but we know you're from Australia now. You're not New
yep,
Zealand or
yep.
anything. Um,
G'day. Yeah.
but someone else asked about what's it like for you guys there with were you guys affected at all by the tariff stuff and also the do you guys are remote ID sub 250 stuff? What
We
are rules like
Yeah, we
there?
don't we don't do we don't do remote ID. There are like rules and regulations and those sorts of things. My general advice to everybody around is like, if you are not flying near people and being a hassle and like not going near property, you're probably going to be okay. But no matter what, even if you took the smallest little drone and flew it in the middle of the city, you're probably going to have some level of like at least some questions, right? So if you want to stay out of trouble, just don't do dumb things. When it comes to tariffs and everything, we have that has zero implication
Okay.
on us. We're on the other side of the planet from America. So I actually have a video that I'm working on today about, I guess, the future of the hobby over there, and it's pretty wild to think that they used to be a leader in this space, and now we're going to watch at least the domestic market evaporate almost from a large part
Yeah,
of that of the people just enjoying FPV, which is quite sad.
see,
Actually, but yeah, no tariff implications, nothing like that for us.
like here it's like the FPV community is not as big in Canada as it is in the States. Like to me, like the
Mm-hmm.
biggest community seems to be like the States.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I'd say probably
It is.
80% of my viewers are from there. Most of my customers, I don't even really like with the Canadian market. It's almost like okay, so there's some content creators, but it feels like there's like 20 to 50 of us or something. Like that's what it kind of feels like for me. Like it does whenever there's a race, it's 2 hours away, like you said. It's like
Yes.
it's 2 hours away and it's like $30 a person and it's like uh, it
Yeah,
doesn't
I think
yeah.
about 40%, maybe 50% of my audience is in the States. I believe I'd have to go and check those analytics. It's definitely diversified more as it's growing. I guess just America is a relatively wealthy country, and it's a lot of money to spend 500 US dollars on a pair of goggles, like say the latest DJI goggles or something, when that could be your month's income, or it could be your week's income. Like it's a bit
Yeah.
easier when you've got more disposable income,
Well, it's
which could also be making it harder for the hobby to grow when people don't have money to spend on this hobby as well.
and here it's kind of like people do have money, but like in FPV, it's always kind of funny because it's like I feel like there's a lot of cheap people, but then at the same time, those same people will have like the best equipment. So it's
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting bunch. People can also get a little bit defensive of what the best gear is and what they like. Any other option that might be good somehow reflects poorly on them because they didn't choose that option, so they have to really
yeah,
defend
that's just men.
their own their
like,
own gear. Yeah, it
like
might be. It might be.
because like in I was in the reptile thing like so before doing it like with drones I had like YouTube with reptiles and everything and the reptile community was so toxic that the
Okay.
FPV community, like the little toxicity that's there is like child's play. It's like oh, like
Yeah.
I've always found it funny when guys, oh, I have this or I have that. It's like we're just having fun flying, right?
Yes, we're all in this together. So that's something that I've really tried hard over the past. I don't know, over the course of my channel is to build a really healthy, strong, positive community that's supportive of each other. And I think being the front end of that, like directly talking to people like this and being open about things like mental health and like caring for each other and telling people that they're valued, and it goes a long way. I'm a big believer of like whatever you build or whatever you put out, that's what you're going to get back as well. So a lot of times also if I get some really negative, unjust, or like like it might be a criticism, but it's not really a criticism. It's more of an attack of something else. I just wish that person all the best and hope they have a great time. And I'm really happy for them that they're enjoying their gear or whatever. And like, I think when you are like that, it can be really hard for them to like, man, I was meant to like, I wanted that guy to be annoyed, but he just was, he's so nice. Stuff that person. So yeah, that's my strategy anyway, and I think it really works. At least in the audience that I see in my live stream, gives them the comments on my video and things like that. It's quite positive.
And with YouTube, you have to kind of be like that because
Mm.
otherwise it gets to you, you know?
Yeah, it did used to get to me when I first started. I wasn't mentally prepared for, I guess, millions of views, and you could read 100 good comments and then one negative comment, like, oh, it would really get to you. But now I just have learned to, you have never typed anything on the internet and been like, aha, that changed that person's mind in a logical way. No one has ever read an argument and then come back and said, oh, you were completely right. I am sorry that I said this, blah, 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 blah. I was incorrect. That's never going to happen on the internet. So, like, it's not even worth trying. If you have to write something and try to justify it, just it's better
Yeah.
just to move on and focus
I
on the positives.
I like to egg them on a bit, like the
That's like the
engagement,
opposite of it. Yeah.
the engagement. Like I'll just
Yeah.
kind of like not. I'll try to do it without saying anything mean back, but maybe a little bit
Yep.
smart, you know.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yeah. Yeah. It's everybody each to their own. I guess that's where when it comes to engagement and views and those sorts of things, they are very secondary to what I want to do, which is just focusing on positive interactions and the great life changing opportunities that FPV brings to us and the hobby, and how awesome it is.
with your channel, like what did it for you? Like what was like was it just gradual, or was there a video you posted specifically that just blew up, or like what was your journey?
So I think it was just like making content about whatever I was excited about. There was, everyone has successes, and like this video did really well, and people like to reference the $99 bill. But I was making videos for a long time before that, and I were getting like decent views back then. A lot of them got more views than I get today. I think there was just no one else making drone content, and people were hungry for it. So like, oh, we'll watch this, and it just kind of just grew over organically over time. There was a couple of little spikes here and there, but the majority of it would just come from regular videos.
Okay, if you could only have one drone,
Mm-hmm.
what would it be?
It would be either probably like the Lightning V2 or the, I think it's called the Eagle
What are
V2.
these? I
They're
mean
just some
FPV
tiny little,
ones. Are they
yeah,
FPV?
they're FPV. Yeah, I don't fly any other sort of
Oh,
drones,
okay.
so they're just tiny little 2-inch or even smaller, like a really small little craft that's does everything that I need out of FPV. It's really fun. The batteries are cheap. It's cheap to replace all the parts, or relatively cheap to replace some of the parts. Like I guess if you're putting in DJI-04s and things, that's the same price as any other sort of drone. But yeah, they're not intimidating. I can fly them around my yard fine. I can fly them at the park and not scare people. But I still feel I could do freestyle with them. You can still have some really really fun little races with them. It does everything that I need, and not. It feels like a 5-inch without the drawbacks of a 5-inch.
Hmm. Where was it? Yeah, you see in Toronto, it's very strange because we can't fly it legally. We can't fly at the park, but we can go
Mm-hmm.
downtown in the middle of the city, and it's well, basically the whole city is Class C airspace, which we're not allowed to
Okay.
fly 5 inch in, but
Yep.
sub 250 can fly everywhere except for the park. So that's
That's very strange.
yeah,
Well, this is perfect then. Perfect for Canadians, where like the Lightning B2, I think it's 160 grams, maybe not even. I'd really have to go back and
yeah.
find the scales and throw it on there and watch that video. But from the moment I flew the first one, which was analog, and then I did a conversion where I put in a digital system from their all-in-one, which was a little bit painful, but it made an amazing system. And then they released the V2, which was digital as well. Incredible. It's my number one recommendation for if I could. If I could only have one drone, it would be the Lightning V2 or the Eagle V2 because that has the O4 Pro in it. That's the difference there.
Do you still fly
There's my
analog?
not really. Not
Oh.
like I would fly for myself for fun. I would choose a digital quad any day.
Mhm.
I'm a sucker for like those nice visuals. Unless I'm going to fly a whip, it just means too much to me to like. I feel a little bit spoiled. Like I really do like the look of DJI or Hawks now. It looks so nice, and that means a lot to me. That's what I prioritize. Other people like HD0 or analog. Maybe some people like open IPC and
Have you
whatever
played
they want
with
to fly around.
that? I just feel
The
like
open
OpenI's
IPC.
PC, it's still not there yet. Like it's not
Yeah,
easy enough.
it's not there yet. I've done a couple of videos on it. It's okay. It's just it's not as reliable. So it's much better in a craft. It looks good. It does look good, but it's better in a craft where you can lose connection for a second or two and you won't be smashed into a tree. So maybe like a long range wing or something that's out there and you're looking out over the scenery. That's where it's better suited for. But we'll see how it goes in the future. But yeah, analog is just not for me on my choice of flying. It's not my choice of flying, and my chance to fly for fun is actually relatively restricted. Most of the times, I am flying like for work. So I get like when I'm flying the few packs that I can per week for just me, it's gonna be a digital system.
Where's your favorite? What's your favorite thing to do? Like long range, freestyle. Like what's your perfect day of FPV?
You know what? My perfect day of FPV is probably a really cool track with some friends, and it's not racing, but I love like just like lap flying, where you set up a little course and you just keep getting faster and faster and faster flying with your friends. I think that's that's my favorite. If you have a really cool track that's not and not just gates. I don't really like gates. I much prefer like some natural scenery, like some proper undulation and just ways to creatively use the environment that are a really nice flowing track as well. So probably like a relatively high speed track is is my favorite. It's easy to fly. It feels really cool. You can track your friends and race them. It's great. That's my favorite sort of flying.
Perfect. You said 40 minutes, so is it time to go now?
You're good. If you got more questions, brother, I'll
Oh no,
we can.
anything you want to talk about?
No, not really. Whatever you need, my friend. If you got some questions here, or anything that you want to know about, or anything that you want to discuss, I'm
Yeah,
just grateful to be here. I want to say thanks and just talking about FPV, talking
yeah.
about how awesome this hobby is.
Well, I love just talking to like being able to talk to anyone around the world about FPV, especially people like you or people that design drones and stuff, because
Hmm.
it's just interesting to kind of more personal, right? Like, hey, this is.
Yeah.
Do you like Stew or Stewie or?
You know what? I actually don't really mind. Like some people call me UAV Futures, Mister UAV Futures, Stu, like Stuart. What it's whatever. There's bigger things to be concerned about over what somebody's like if they can't pronounce my name correctly. So I just say Stu. That's my normal one of how I would. Hey, my name's Stu. Nice to meet you. That's actually something that's a little bit weird when you go to race events and people come up and like, hey man, I love your videos, and I say, oh hey, and they shake my hand and they say, I'm Bob or whatever they say. And like, yeah, nice to meet you. I'm Stu. And then it's like because you don't want to be like, you know who I am. You've like done this weird thing, but they're saying hello. It's a little bit a strange situation for me. Like, hi, my name's Stu. Nice to meet you. Like, yes, I know that. Like, okay, I don't know. It's just like the social discourse that we follow on a standard introduction in culture.
It is. It is funny. I've. I think there's only one race that I went to where it was more because when I first started, I started going to some of them, so then I knew the people. But there was one that I went
Mm-hmm.
to where it was like some people recognized me. It's like, yeah, I'm the idiot.
Yeah.
But I kind of like see for me, it's more it is a bit more spectacle. Like I do kind of like what excites me is I wonder if I can kind of get away with this, or I wonder if I can pull that off. It's kind of like a mission. Uh, where
Okay.
yeah, like with some people, like with motorcycles, some guys they get together, they ride their motorcycles, and they like that. And to me, I want to go at like 3 in the morning and just rip the highway, or
Okay.
or be on a mission. Like, hey, I got to go get something or do something. So it's like I never really go out and fly all day. I usually charge 2 packs and I put them in my little bag and I have like a little man purse. And it's kind of like, where's the opportunity today to like dive a building or fly through the mall or like just try something a little bit more sketchy. That's kind of what excites me. And I kind of look at it like the way that the rules are. Like right now, the way Toronto is, we don't have that many rules, but with what's happening in the states and everything, they're getting more and more rules, and it gets to the point where like it's all going to be taken away or something. So we might as well enjoy the freedom while it lasts. Or I,
Yeah, I guess if you just need to find out what you enjoy about the hobby, I'm really lucky that I get to just share what I love about this hobby
yeah,
is teaching it to other people. As far as a teacher for 10 years, I like teaching people, and FPV is such a positive improvement, I believe, to people's life. There's so many benefits of it. So what I really enjoy is conversations like you said, hey, you got me into this hobby. Your video is one of the first ones that I saw like that is mission accomplished for me. So I like making content like that that's going to get people excited to fly.
yeah,
But I would be concerned if I could if you know, for example, if I was a DJI pilot and now I can't fly in the States, that something like that would be I would be pretty devastated.
it's and yeah, it's rough because it's like we do need to almost like congregate together and do something about it or try, but in general, it's just that people don't. It's like they'll gather and talk nonsense, but they won't gather and go do
Yeah, I don't know. I
something.
mean, like, I guess I was thinking about this a little bit, and like, there's a lot of things going on over there in the States, and without getting too political, it seems like a
Mhm.
lot of people are doing more than gathering, trying to make some noise, but it doesn't seem to have any impact. And that's with millions of people
Yeah.
taking some action against certain things that are happening there. So when I guess as an FPV pilot, when you look at that, I don't see a way for US pilots to change anything.
Yeah.
I don't know any legal action they can take that would have the slightest lick of difference when you have like millions of people trying to work on some other much larger issues than if what's going to happen with our drones.
And then on top of that, with the war, like how our hobby just turned into, military stuff. So I'm like, to me, I just look at it like some people getting mad at someone diving a building or something. It's like there's people like killing people. So it's like
Yeah,
it's that puts such a kind of like stain on
it
drones in a
definitely
way,
does. I
right?
think the thing about diving a bit like is just always be as safe as you can. You're not trying to be safe in a military environment.
Yeah.
But if you are doing this for a fun recreational sort of a good example would be like you've got race cars which go around a track really, really fast, and people are like fine with racing on a track. But if you were racing around the streets, people like that's completely some unnecessary risk. I know these cars can go and do this over here, but this isn't the time or the place. You shouldn't be doing that in the middle of the city. That's where I feel just I wouldn't want to be the person that causes something to be spoiled for somebody else.
Hmm. Hmm. That makes me think there's this guy. he actually got caught. I think he was doing it for 5 or like 8 years or something, where he had an old Formula One car and he'd go on the highway, like go for a run and then
Yeah.
come back. Just
And then
like,
you probably get some regulations because of that guy. Like, hey, look what this person's doing. We never thought of this, but we need to stop that now, or whatever that situation. I believe there was actually an incident in Canada where they drove a bridge with rotor riot, which was quite a bit risky. That's I don't know if that was before you were flying
yeah.
or not,
Well,
but
like,
that was a big,
well, how our hobby started, like Trappy flying over the city and stuff, like with those
yeah,
huge, like those things were actually dangerous. But like, see, for me at the same time, I'm like, that kind of was what's like part of what started it, like it, like getting out there and doing something no one's ever done, right?
yeah. I fully understand it. I mean, like, here's a great example. I love fireworks. I think they are so cool. Like, I wish we had fireworks here.
Are you not
But we
allowed to
can't.
do
They're
fireworks?
no, there's no like you can go and watch a firework display, but you can't just go and buy some fireworks and let them off in your yard or anything like that. But I understand it's because people were done with them, so now we don't have those things. I mean, it's probably like a selfish part of me that wishes I had them, but for the greater good of society, I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, sure, I understand. If it's stopping kids blowing up my letterbox and like hurting some animals and things, I'm okay with that. At least on my end, on where my moral. But that's not
See,
for
we
everyone.
used to play
Other people
Dragon
like
Ball
me, I want
Z.
my fireworks.
We used to play Dragon
Yeah,
Ball Z with them.
yeah, okay, like launch them at each other. And, sure, heaps of fun, heaps of fun.
Yeah.
But some people might not like. Like I can understand when everyone's like, my kid lost an eye. I don't know. Like we have to wear push bike helmets here. You've got to wear. You're supposed to wear a bike helmet.
Well,
You've got to have
we're
a pool
supposed to
around
hear
your
too.
fence. It's illegal to have a swimming pool that doesn't have a fence around it. And I see things like in the states where they got no fence around their pool. You know, like yeah, it's an inconvenience, but some people are not going to drown in there. Or like yeah, it's an inconvenience that you have to wear a helmet and buckle it up, but less people die because of that. So I don't know. I'm happy to make that sacrifice, and you can say, hey, you're giving away your freedom. So like yeah, I did, but you know what? My kid's not going to drown in the pool, so fair enough.
So, God, I'm always cleaning, and my wife's always on my case. So that's kind of like
Okay.
a ongoing. I have to change the title and stuff. One of the guys here is saying cleaning. I gotta see if anyone else asked anything.
Copy.
Were you affected at all by that like mice thing where the mice were everywhere? Was that near you?
Uh, I don't
There was
know
like
what
this
that
thing in
is.
Australia where it was just there were like a mice infestation. It was insane. It
Oh
was
yeah,
like
that wasn't. I think there was some in like in the country areas, like in a very far away rural place, but not really. I think it might have been a blip of of maybe like made more of a spectacle than it actually was. Because there definitely wasn't that much fuss of it over here.
mm. Yeah. So someone else asked if you guys go gorilla whooping at all, or if there's a
Uh,
scene.
if there is any negative flying, officially my answer is no. I don't do that on record.
No, no
I
gorilla
will follow.
whooping.
I will follow all rules, laws, and regulations.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
Do your kids show any interest in it?
Uh, yes and no. Like they like to fly a little bit. They fly around on the sim. Um, but also I'm very mindful of like I do this all the time, and if they want to do it, that's fine. But they're happy if they don't want to do it. That's equally as fine. I never want to push them in one direction or another. They got a lot of activities anyway, so it's quite busy.
Oh.
A lot of things that I like to do.
Yeah, my daughter loves gymnastics. I
Yeah,
basically with the drones, I said, look, you have to do it until you're good at it, and then if you don't want to do it, you don't have to, but you have to at least
oh,
learn.
that's a good rule. You have to if you're going to start this, okay, then once you're confident, you don't have to continue
Yeah,
Like that.
but because nobody likes something they're not good at, like just do it till you're good at it, and then if you don't like it, I'm not going to make you do it. And sure
Yeah.
enough, like actually just a couple weeks ago, she did her first dive, so I'm just like so proud of her.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, I gave her a Meteor Pro 75, so
Yes.
that's her.
Did she like it?
Yeah, yeah, no, she's flown that. She's flown a 4 inch. Something like I made one called the Ballerina. It's like a Flywheel Explorer, basically. So
Mm-hmm.
she's flown
Yep.
that. It's really nice and stable. So and then she's flown the Mobula 8, but
Yes.
she likes the little Meteor 75 Pro, and yeah, so we go to the park and she'll fly a bit. She can't do it like she's trying to inside now, but it's it's difficult flying indoors,
Yeah.
small
Yeah. You
space.
need yeah, a lot less forgiving environment. So, sweet. Right. I'm just looking at the time. Just about
Perfect.
hit 12 here. So thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
Thanks for asking some questions. It's great to meet even over the internet and just talk FPV. Continue with your. I'm hoping we see some more videos on your channel.
yeah, sub 250 masterclass soon, but
Cool. Sounds
lots of
sounds good.
work.
I'm looking forward to it.
You have a good one, and thank you so much. And sorry again for yesterday.
Ah, it's all good. It's all good, brother. No dramas. Too easy. All right. Take it
Okay,
easy,
have a
mate.
good one.
See you. Bye. Bye.
Okay, I disconnected that. One sec. With your